The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Jesus said to his disciples, "Be watchful, be alert. You do not know when the time will come. It is like a man traveling abroad. He leaves home and places his servants in charge, each with his own work, and orders the gatekeeper to be on the watch. Watch, therefore. You do not know when the Lord of the house is coming, whether in the evening, or at midnight, or at cockcrow, or in the morning. May he not come suddenly and find you sleeping. What I say to you, I say to all, watch." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Today, my brothers and sisters, we begin this beautiful season of Advent, which is a time of preparation, a time of watching, a time of waiting. We are in the in-between period, which is a period of patience and longing, a period simply to wait for the coming of the Lord. I found often in my life when there was something exciting on the horizon that I would be so excited about what was coming that I would fail to see perhaps the difficulties in the arrival, or I would not be able to wait well in the present. Just a couple examples. I think all of you have examples from your life. Even as a kid, I remember I was 8 years old and I was going to get this brand new pair of white tennis shoes. And I was super excited. And they stayed white for about 3 minutes. Once I put them on, they were done. I went outside, they were done. And I remember being very disappointed in, I don't think I was a philosopher where I said, oh, the things of this world will never last. But I certainly sort of thought, all this hope I had, and this lasted for just a few minutes. I'd say even more seriously, or kind of more profoundly for me, was the time in seminary. My time of preparation for the priesthood. I wanted to become a priest so bad. After high school, I studied 9 years with this kind of hope of looking forward to ordination. And the whole time I was in the seminary, I kept saying, I can't wait to be ordained. I can't wait to be done with all this and actually be in a parish and serving as a priest in a parish. And then when I became a priest, I had no idea the amount of work it would be. Like the change in my life, my schedule became someone else's schedule. I didn't realize that. And I think I, in a sense, failed to live the waiting. And hindsight, I look back at that time in the seminary and I think, what a period of grace that was. The opportunity to study theology, to have these great professors and live with 10 other priests who were helping us to be formed, to be men of the priesthood, living with 60 other guys who were serious about their relationship with God, daily prayer, the community life, the opportunity, so many beautiful blessings during those years. And instead of living in that moment, of finding the joy there, I kept looking ahead to this event that was happening in the future. I think that as humans, we sometimes fail to understand the sacred power of waiting. Waiting is sacred. And in waiting, in the tension of waiting, we really find already the presence of God. Because this moment of waiting is sacred and beautiful. And the waiting needs to be respected and even embraced. Think about the sacredness of waiting. Imagine a young couple preparing for marriage who have to wait before they express their human love for one another in the consummation of the marital act. That waiting is sacred and it has power. That waiting gives them discipline and helps them to know one another better. that waiting, in fact, has beauty and power. And if they jump past that waiting, something beautiful is lost. Waiting is sacred. Even though there's a tension in it, a struggle, a difficulty, the waiting itself has power. And if we wait well, even in that waiting, we will find the Lord present. Think about a person baking a cake, right? What kind of baker would that person be if they didn't wait till the buzzer went off or till the cake was done? But they pulled the cake out after 10 minutes, even though it needed an hour. What kind of cake would that be? They've wasted the waiting, which is so important. A child developing in the womb, that waiting is essential. It is sacred. That waiting means that the child will be fully developed and ready to come into the world. I think the church invites us during the season of Advent to celebrate and to love the tension of waiting. You know, when we look at our lives, there are always things that we'd like to change, weaknesses that we wish we didn't have, temptations that we would like to be rid of, struggles in family and work that we wish would just go away. And we want them to go away that so much, I think, that we fail to see that that tension in living with those struggles is actually a sacred place and a sacred moment that helps us to become the person God wants us to become. If we wait for the Lord in the tension, we will find that in fact in that waiting, the Lord is already present. It's sort of a paradox, really. We're waiting for the coming of the Lord, for that great day when He will arrive. But if we wait with joy in the tension of His arrival, you'll find that in the tension, He's already there. That the waiting itself is the experience of finding what you had hoped for. It is a mystery of the presence of God already in our lives now, but not perfectly fulfilled as it will be in the future. Think about the person waiting on their deathbed. Really, we know that they're passing from this world. They're already in the final stages of their death process. Maybe they have a few weeks or a few days. That person often, in their agony, will hope, I wish the Lord would come now. And you can understand that. I'm not in any way criticizing that desire. But even that waiting in the process of death is sacred. And it is beautiful. Because even in that process of dying, that person is being conformed to the image of Jesus. That person becomes the visible image for their family and friends of the suffering servant, Jesus Christ. That person allows us to care for them, to express our love for them, and in that tension of waiting for the Lord to take them, He's already there. This season of Advent, the season of Advent, the church wants us to find Christ in this moment of waiting. That in the tension of our sinfulness, the tension of our broken lives, in the tension of the hope for something greater and more beautiful, the church wants us to already find the Lord in our midst, knowing that the perfect fulfillment of His presence will not be accomplished until the final great day when He comes to take us with Him. But I encourage you during this season to treasure waiting, to live now, and to not waste those moments thinking of something better in the future. A closing thought. When I was a kid, I remember I would tell my mom if something exciting was happening. We were going on vacation, or I remember one year we were going to Great America, and my parents told us probably regretfully 2 weeks before we were going. They should have waited until the day before, but They told us 2 weeks before we were going to Great America. And I remember telling my mom, probably every day, I can't wait till Saturday. I can't wait till Saturday. And my mom would always say to me, you're wasting your life by hoping for a future day. Don't waste your life away by wanting something in the future. Enjoy your life now. I'm sure I didn't understand that either, but looking back at it, I say, yeah, my mom was very wise. How many of us waste our lives away because we're constantly hoping for something better? And we should hope for something better, but we should also find joy in the moment. That in the waiting for a better world, God is already in our midst. And so, my brothers and sisters, during this season of Advent, I invite you to find the sacredness of this moment. To live in the tension of waiting, so that in that tension of your everyday lives, you may find that God is already with you, guiding you and loving you to the perfect fulfillment of His presence in the kingdom of heaven.